Hello, and welcome to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church or Church McGurch, depending on where you know me from, and welcome to Madman Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at Windrose. Now, this is a brand new pirate game where you can play with your friends and do pirate things. Yes, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's essentially the name of the game. I'm just gonna say. Uh, I just completed this not too long ago. Well, completed as in finished what was left of the early access. So, as most of my reviews, they are early access games. So if you're watching this and then you go and you get it and you play it, things may be a little bit different, or some things may have changed depending on when you're playing, how often they have updated, so on and so forth. Now, this is, I don't know, early 14th, 15th century. All I know is that you have to put the powder in before putting the bullet. So, yeah. And it's not a cartridge, it is a bullet. So this was before, I'm pretty sure before the 17th century. Because in this, if I remember correctly, the 17th century, it was powder, cartridge, powder something, cartridge, and then you could shoot. So this is my base. Your base is indicated by this, a bonfire.
To treat sailors' wounds inflicted on them by
You
their
can
own
then,
captains.
as that guy talks in the background, you can then come in and see everything about your camp. So your guests, so these are people who are here as guests, but they're not truly, they're part of your crew, but they're not workers in your crew. And then you have your workers, so these people are actually assigned to things and they do certain things, like this guy's a talented chef, this guy's a thrifty tailor, this lady is a master bottle maker and talented alchemist, and this dude obviously is a mortar, he makes gunpowder. Just shirtless, pretty much tells you what he does. He's I believe the term would have been back then, he would have been like a powder monkey. Eventually, in a future update, obviously, as you can see, he has a personal quest. And from what I understand, they'll all eventually have personal quests, which will either upgrade their talents and make these better, or give them new talents. And then we go to camp info, basically tells you can build things here, you can rest and get comfort here. As you can see, I'm at 24, and then your shared storage. So basically, anything put into a resource box will be used at any of these crafting stations by anyone. So if you have your friends on, make sure that they're not spending all your resources. First, we'll start with, as always, I am a builder. This is my hodgepodge, majodge, everything. My farm field, as you can see, is barren, as I did my harvesting, but I didn't replant any seeds, which would be super easy. Go into build mode, go to farming. I can then pick like what I want to do, what kind of seed beds, which seed shape, pick which seeds I want. So I want to plant, I need a lot of flax, so I flax, walk over, and boop, find the next one. And then it takes a couple in-game days, and you'll have full-fledged harvestable flax. Flax plants. And you can make this is just what I threw down, the size necessary for me for a single-player game. Your dismantler. Just random stuff I threw in here for my storage. So anytime I need something, I can come in here and just find, like, this is where all my wood is. Because it pulls from the chest, I really don't need any kind of, like, real organization. So I just kind of have things alike, or things that I know I'm going to get a ton of. So you see, like, all these different kind of, like, spices, cooking supplies, fruits and veggies, meats, just kind of everything gathered together. And you can sort, you can take similar, or you can take all, same thing, sort. You can deposit similar, or deposit all, similar. And then just different items, different crafting items, different, just all kinds of stuff. Different kinds of woods, different kinds of items. I don't really want to go through everything. Clay, ash, sulfur, and then you can put signage up, but there's not a lot of signs, so it's kind of not a lot of point. Like, I don't have a sign for ingots, but I do have a sign for, I believe it just says ore. Then you have, like, animal parts, animal furs, hides, alchemy ingredients, different alchemy stuff, more alchemy, more random, I don't know where they go kind of stuff. Animal fat, feathers. I really don't know what those feathers are for, except for, like, maybe, like, one potion, or, like, more animal parts. So this is kind of like my storage area. What's nice is you don't even have to know what's in there. You can just walk up, press Q, and if nothing happens, you don't have any of that item. So you just move on to the next chest. So we have kilns. This will make your ash and your charcoal. As you can see, you can queue up a crap ton. You then can look at this, where we can now make these different, you know, your copper, your iron, your mire metal, and your essence. So burn it. This, you can purchase these. This was like my housing for my random peoples, but I turned it into just kind of this area where I can have these guys. These are merchants. You can take your money that you get, and you can then purchase items from them.
I'll arrange a shipment.
And this will get delivered to you.
I'll check for availability.
So you can get all kinds of different things, and you can select how much you want.
I've got goods.
Like, I want 10 crates. Or I only want 1 or 2, and then it tells you how much. Place the order, then delivery time is 70 minutes. That's real life minutes. I'm not much of a builder, nor am I much of a decorator. I am a fighter, I am a tank, I am a tamer, I am a resource gatherer. I just put random crap out. That kind of made sense for if I was defending a fort from the sea. These are all decorative. There's nothing I can do with any of this stuff. I just think this looks proper. This looks kind of right for a seaport. And it's kind of, I just kind of mirrored it on the other side. So you can just kind of mirrored it. The NPCs are quite annoying because they get in the way all the time and I can't pass through them. The NPCs don't really require it, but they do come out and crash on beds. They will sit on chairs. All kinds of different decorations. You can set your spawn point by a bed. All different kinds of decorations. More decorations. Like, I kind of like made this look like people were actively sitting here drinking. Because cat barrels. Because, and then I have these chests here. So these chests hold stuff that I can sell, or items I'm not 100% sure what to do with, because I got these. They're all extras, and I have not. These are all keys to chests, and unless I go to somebody else's server with these, they're kind of useless because I haven't found another chest or anything that requires these. But yeah, these are all just some types of keys that you can get from like specific like nodes. Money, there's 2 kinds of money, guinea and piastre. I was surprised to see them actually using the legitimate name for the Spanish currency and the English currency. Because I was like, I picked one up and I'm like, Guinea? Crap, when was the last time a game used the actual name of a coin and not just called it gold coin? Especially with the piastra, an actual silver Spanish coin. Like, damn. As for, yeah, this is just decorations. As you can see, I go build, decorations. You unlock decorations as you go. Like I collected all this, now I unlocked this through doing a side quest. So I can actually put that up as kind of like a trophy too. But you can unlock, like, these are all made of like bamboo sticks. And these are actually made of wood and antlers and stuff. Actual wood and antlers, cloth, lighting, metal, bone, clay, bone, wood, clay, metal, different things, you know, for decorating books. Just different stuff. I haven't unlocked everything because, as I said, I'm not a decorator. Rugs. Then you have your stairs and your fences, doors, all different kinds of things. So this isn't everything. I'll say it again. This isn't everything out there, but this is a good majority of what I've got. This is what I've gotten. And how you get this stuff is by completing quests and finding blueprints out in the world. Like I just found this hunting bed, which is really cool. But I like the look of the large, luxurious bed, which is that one right there. Let's go back and build. And then these are all your crafting stations and base building stuff, like the tent, so that you can be somewhere out in the middle of nowhere and have a respawn point. Beacon or signal fires. You can only have 3 of these signal fires placed in the world at a time, but if I remember correctly, these show up on the map. So you can kind of put it down to let you know where something is, instead of trying to like run for it. Different, these merchants that I showed you, these you actually have to purchase a script for to get them, so that's kind of like, you just put them in your main base and don't worry about them again. You can have multiple bases. I haven't really seen anything that says you can't have multiple bases. And my friend who's a builder and a multiple baser has like 4 or 5 bases, so I know you can have multiple bases. So you have your simple things like your cooking, which you can see my cooking station is level 4, and that's because I have my cutting table, I have my my pots and pans, and I have my supply rack, which allows me to now make the level tier 4 stuff, which is like a taco, coffee, seafood platter, a spicy crock or meaty crock, kebab, the gazpacho, swamp pie. So yeah, just all the different kind of recipes. And since this is all pulled from chest, all these materials are just in those chests over there, and all I gotta do is just pick and select and click what's next. I have this set out so I got my green, because food, like in most games, does different things. So you can consume 2 food and it gives you different things. Like this increases max, or they all pretty much increase max health, but this gives you 20 endurance for 30 minutes, 10 endurance for 30 minutes, 10 vitality for 30 minutes, but they all pretty much increase health, and the different tier increases health differently. You can't see it because it's blocked, but you can eat 2 different foods. You can see the rested symbol, but you can't see that I have no food, I'm hungry, and I have a potion slot open. So if I were to say take this and consume that, and consume that, this one doesn't really matter. I don't use agility, but I do use the 10 endurance, because endurance increases your stamina. You can see my health bar has gone up greatly, and then I can come over here and I have these different potions. I can then take the potion and drink one of those. Unfortunately, these potions only last for about 15 minutes. So they only do about 8% damage increase, which is great for like a fight. If you're going into like a boss battle or something, you can chug one of these and you'll have everything. Whereas the food lasts for about 30. And then of course you have your health potions and your teleport home potion, which is actually really cool. You like fall asleep and then you magically arrive. You like fall asleep, get drunk, fall asleep, and like arrive back at home, which is actually like one of the coolest things for like how I teleport in a world where there's just like there's not much magic in this world. There's some magic, but it's not like other games. Chanting and table, this really has not much of a use at the moment. All it does is make these ingots, which then you can then turn and then make these bullets. You get 5 bullets out of 1 ingot, and these bullets have excellent ballistics, meaning they fire and they do the most damage. They also increase critical damage by 30%, whereas like iron bullets, they fire pretty good, but they only do 10%. Copper, they fire decently. Stone, they fire like ass. Yeah, I'm good enough in. And they actually do less damage. Because, you know, you're just putting a rock in your gun. All the different things, including bags, different pick tools, fishing pole, different materials you need for crafting. What's cool about these pots is that even though they're only used for crafting, and you put it on, you can equip it, and it goes in your head slot. So, you know, there's a reference. And then your lantern for light. So all this stuff is pretty much your upgrading. Like, this is how you upgrade your jewelry. This is where you can make jewelry and then ascend your jewelry to a higher tier. Millstone, obviously, corn mill. So these are all subject to change, and they'll all have stuff added later to them. This is where you come to make your ship stuff. I don't have a lot of it, as I don't have much of it unlocked. And you have your weapon maker, so pretty much anytime you get your hands on a weapon, you can then craft it again. So in case you get a weapon, destroy it, and then, like the disassembler back there, if you're like linen, you're like, oh no, I really like that weapon, so you come back and you craft it again. What's nice about this is once you beat a boss, you can then spend only those materials to get it at that level after you've like opened a new area or beaten a boss. Gear, there's 5 pieces of gear. I've unlocked most of the gear for each different set, and each set has a set bonus, as you can see, for 2 pieces and for 4 pieces, which I have a bunch of stuff here. I don't know why is there. I have no idea why there was a bunch of stuff there. Yeah, so 2 and 4, which kind of makes a lot of the stuff pointless. These fast travel bells obviously do what they say. They're used for fast traveling. What kind of sucks is that you have to have all 4 pieces to get the full bonus set, but you can get 2 pieces. Same thing with the like disassembler. That'll put the stuff down here, so if you disassemble something, make sure you get it here. Yeah, see, and then all I gotta do is this, and it puts stuff away for me without me having to like open each chest individually. Sometimes I forget where stuff is because they're not labeled. Can't label them, and the chests don't help. So my inventory's full. So you have your lantern, which you can refill with animal fat, bandages for healing, potions for quick healing, shovel for shoveling and leveling, axe, axing, pick for picking, gun for my ranged. I specifically have this as a tank because this applies vulnerability, which increases all damage dealt to the target by 15%. So what I can do is shoot them and then hit them really hard. As I have the bone breaker, which these all maxed out at 15. 15 is the current max, and there's no legendary at the moment. So 15% or level 15, 380 attack. The more stamina you have, the more damage the weapon deals. So on your first attack, you're basically going to do the most damage, and then it'll slowly scale down from there, with it a 10% increased critical hit chance. Which, for a tank, I believe this is probably one of the best weapons to have when you're tanking for friends, because I was using this character to tank for my friends on their game, and this immensely helps, because my first attack might do the most damage, especially when it crits, but that's about the only attack I'm gonna get. And as you can see over here, there's my potion slot, which is empty, and then the 2 foods. You normally would see that down here where my head is. You have your stats down here, your ammo, which I have iron, just because I find iron, so I'm like, I might as well just throw it in there. Gunpowder, you find tons of gunpowder, unless you're just shooting the rifles and the shotgun. You're not going to need a lot of it. I gave most of my gunpowder to my friend because that's all he does is shoot. And all he uses the one rifle, that's all he does. My backpack, my ring, which is up at its max, my necklace, which is at its max, and then my gear, which are all at max, but they will not ascend. It's where they ascend is how to get to the next purple. So you can see this one, I deal an extra 12%. This one, I get an extra 15 strength. That's why my strength is so high. So like I was saying, let's get out here. This is my pier, my dock, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of tiny, I know, but this is about as far as I can build out where my bonfire's at. I can go a little further out that way, but this is it. Your wharf, this is where you can customize and change your ships. This is also where you can build ships. I right now have a ketch and a brig. I don't have the frigate yet. It's expensive, and as I've seen, it's not worth it to get, especially for my playstyle. The brig, especially the Brethren brig, since this is a variant. These are variants, and depending on what you want to do, depends on which variant you want to build. Like this is your plain basic one, where for a little bit of less speed you gain a ton of health, and then for the loss of health and the gain of speed, you also can now use 24-pound guns instead of the 12-pound, and essentially that's the cannonball. You're shooting a 12-pound cannonball, or you can shoot a 24-pound cannonball. And then it tells you what it is. I don't have the blueprint yet for the frigate. You have your dinghy, your travel, and then that's my brig. So you can customize them. I believe, yeah, there's my ketch as well. You can customize your ship. You can also see, like, this is my ship's active actions, repair kits, fuel for the crew, different kinds of fuel depending on what I'm doing or what I need to do. Fast travel bell, so when I land, I can drop a fast travel bell. You can customize the name of your ship, how your hull looks. I haven't unlocked any of them. I haven't really unlocked any sails, but I've unlocked several different flags, so you can get like the Heart Reaper, the Blackbeard's flag, Steed Bonnet, Lingering Death, the Brethren of the Coast, Captains of Tortuga, Henry Avery, British East India Trading Company's flag. So these are all, I was surprised to actually see some actual historical flags in here. Like, and it would be true to fashion that a pirate would grab like a flag of their enemy or who they're trying to raid, so that they think, oh, it's a friendly, and then you come up on them and you're like, no, not friendly. Which just says exactly, sometimes it pays to pretend to be someone else. It's almost like what some pirates did back in the day. So you also get your cannon, your hull bracing, your boarding crew, and your naval tactics. So these all change depending on which one you want, and then you can upgrade them. Like these are all 15 in purple. This one does not have anything yet to ascend or to change what they do. So this is pretty much the plain basic one at level 15, increases what your crew can do when they board. Naval tactics, this increases basically what you can do passively on your ship. So far, this is like the best one that we have. Increases repair kits, consumable duration. So repair kits are 30% longer, so you heal more. And grog, so basically these are all grog, last 200% longer. So that's 3 times the duration. So it goes from 30 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes. So 90 minutes. Keel hold. Taking damage no longer affects the duration of repair kits, and repair kits duration is increased by 30%. So now, between this and this, I heal for 60% longer on all of these kits here. And then the 12, I now, after reloading, hit an enemy 4 seconds, increases reloading speed by 30%, and your aiming speed is increased by 30%. So as you move your stuff around, you move pretty quickly, but your crew does not move very quickly. So that helps, and then they do not reload very quickly, especially on the larger guns. Obviously, you know, trying to carry a 24 to 36 pound ball of iron for some people isn't the, like, for me it's pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like 30 pounds, I could carry that all day. 12, I'd juggle 12. So this is the brig. Kind of cool. Very I wouldn't say I don't know 100% about boats of this time period, but from what I've seen, this looks pretty damn accurate to what an actual brig would have been at this time frame. So whatever they did a really damn good job figuring this out. You can then take the helm, or you can look at your inventory, take the helm here, and then we can start sailing. We can open our sails. So combat so you have a choice of doing straight pure damage, or you can switch over to ball and chain kind of thing, which these were designed to take out mass sails, whereas the cannonballs were purely designed to take out the ship itself. There's no grape shot yet. There are no ballistics yet. This is all pretty simple stuff still. To go aim your cannons, you need to point in a direction, and it shows you where they're going to shoot. And then when you press to shoot, if you're like this, they will then turn and shoot. So if I'm not straight on, they will then have to take a little bit of time to turn it and shoot away. You see these little things? These are wrecks. They randomly spawn throughout the sea. You can pick them up, and they give you some resources. There's a green one, greenish blue one, and a gold one. The greenish blue one gets you some pretty cool stuff. The gold one gets you good stuff. Usually like a lot of money and a lot of resources that typically you wouldn't be able to find. So real quick, so normal combat on foot is pretty simple, pretty easy. It's pretty much swing, dodge, or block. If you can parry and stuff. So they're shooting at me. So let's come in. They're gonna come in on the front. Boom, boom. Now we're gonna turn for a broadside attack. And miss completely. Anybody on my... So we're gonna turn again. You can see now my cannon's yellow for 4 seconds. If I would have shot that cannon and hit, I would get the reload speed sunk them. Now I get the spoils for sinking the ship, which these insignias are rep. There's other pieces you can get that people want for coin. So you'll get... You kind of have to... Yep, and I sunk him. So I've taken some damage. I'll use a repair kit.
Stop the bleeding!
So normally these ones, if you get hit, it will only reduce it by like a second. Whereas if I was to use the green one, those are out of combat, and if I get hit, the repair stops completely. So between that, I got, in my ship's inventory, I got a couple of these combat repair kits and these, which then I can go somewhere and turn these in for rep. Now I can take control of my ship, press M to open my map, and then let's go to these guys here. Let's go to this fast travel. I will then arrive with my ship docked with these guys. So there's these friendly NPC camps where you can build reputation with, and then purchase things. You can also fish. There's fishing in this game. I'm not a fisher. I typically only do that if it's like required. So I can take these 7. It's technically faster if I just do this. Can I not? Are you serious? Used to be able just to like fast travel. So I was pressing the wrong button. So I take these coins. So you can find things, come to these buyers, to these different people around the map, and you bring them these things, and then they'll give you different coins and coins amounts depending on what it is. Like for this guy, they'll mainly give you silver. But then you can go to this bounty hunter, take these insignias, and they'll give you bounty. This one gives you 4 rep points per piece. As you can see, I'm maxed out at 4.
Boars don't like to wander alone. Tools.
You can come over here, and depending on your rep and how much money you have, you can then purchase. So a lot of the decoration stuff is for gold, and it costs a lot, and you got to get pretty high up there. Like I can get their flag design for my ship for 10 gold, 10 guinea. I can also get the different versions of the 36 pounders and the 24 pounders for 400 silver and 500 silver. This is also where you purchase these, which are used for upgrading. Pretty much each area has a different one.
Solves much.
If you're not looking to sell, because each area takes a different thing to sell, you can then go to the main hub, which I'm guessing this is kind of going to be where they're going to want everybody to gather. This is kind of be like almost a main like city hub for the game where people can get together and do things, because I feel like that's just going to end up being like a dungeon or a raid. As you can see, it's blocked off. I've beaten all the content of the game.
He's looking pretty fresh. Fresh indeed.
And
We buried him only
I
2
still
years ago.
don't know how to get in here. There's no quest to go in there. I see enemies. I see everything, but I still don't know how to get in there. As you can see, Forgotten Relics to be continued. I'm done technically with the game. NPCs. Each place has people you can hire. Like this is where you come to hire the alchemist lady. But this area also has every single vendor.
Didn't sail in here on sea turtles.
You can't
did you now?
sell to them, but you can purchase and give bounty to them. So, Brethren of the Coast, I'm at 4. I can't give him any of more of these. I'm maxed out.
Here
I can
you'll
go over
find the
and I can buy
brethren's
these. I
finest
can buy
wares, mate.
materials. Like as of right now, the only way to get steel nails, salt, and coffee beans, and all these, everything here, is to either purchase it from this guy or the other corresponding camp, which is on the map, or find it by fighting and looting ships, because you can board ships, and when you board ships, you get more loot. So here, as you can see, I already have the design for the brig, but I do not have the design for the frigate yet, because most people say don't even bother. Well, this reviews and stuff I've read said don't even bother with the frigate, just stick with the brig. Personally, I'm waiting for the galleon. I'd much rather get the galleon. This guy also has a lot of the designs, and they're all gold, which is a lot harder to get. So you have the different factions, one faction there, one faction over here, a faction here, and a faction here, plus, so there's 4 factions, and then another guy you can hire. I've hired them all. I think they're 400 silver
I've
each.
fixed worse gears than yours.
Come
Good
in,
leather,
talk to them.
strong steel.
Some more stuff here. This is where you get, so you can find the helmet, the gloves, and the shoes of every set, but you have to purchase the chest piece and the legs from a provisioner. This is one I don't
Let's
think
keep
I
things running.
have. Yeah, they're only at 3. So I can come in and I can either give it 1 at a time, or I can increase it 3 at a time. Still got a ways to go for them. I think mostly everybody else I'm maxed out on, because the higher the ship you sink, so if I'm sinking like level 15 ships, I'm getting the gold the legendary insignias, which are worth a ton.
Old stock. Still
This guy,
sharp.
these are the contracts for the merchants. More gear. As you can see by the little backpack here, it means I own it already. So I don't need to purchase it. But there are more. These are all the plans. These are all basically decorations and building pieces. As I've said before, and as I will always say, I am not a builder. I am not a decorator. I am a tank. I am a tamer. I would rather go out and fight things than sit there and build. The only reason I've done as much building in this one as I have done is because of the fact that this game, like some others,
Just be
do
careful who you tread with.
comfort bonus. And when you do the comfort bonuses, generally the higher the comfort bonus, the better stats and bonuses and other things you get. Like in this one, you recover stamina faster the higher your comfort bonus is. So this is my map so far. Most of these teleports are either to like a boss location, like this is where a boss is. Bosses are repeatable, and they do drop some extra loot on repeat, but it's not like too tremendously good. If I do have a fast travel point, it's generally to go straight to like some place where I can get a good iron. Like there's like iron right here, and then like right here, yeah, like right here, there's a bunch of hardwood. There's another boss. I don't know. That's a faction group. And also, when you look at the faction group, it tells you what you can purchase from the faction group. Same thing with like these islands. These islands tell you like, if you discover this, so there's no XP in this game from fighting or harvesting. The only XP is from discovering. So it tells you here you can get iron. Here by exploring this for the first time, you'll get 50. Plus, you can find sugarcane and fertile soil. So you kind of have to look around the map if you're missing something. You can kind of be like this. This is here because it gives me access to this mining area and this mining area, which is kind of rare to have 2 mining areas in the same spot. That's a boss. I believe that's the city I'm in. Yeah, the city I'm in. Faction group. My base. See, like, I just noticed this. This is some early on area that I haven't been to yet. You can also see on the map, coastal jungle. I'm 26 out of 32 unique areas. Treasure, I have all unique places. Ocean, unique locations explored. I'm 5 out of 7. The cursed swamp, I've got everything. And then the foothills, I'm 24 out of 28. So I'm missing coastal jungle. So a lot of these areas, there might actually also be other decorations I've missed. But as for, say, like gear, I'm pretty much sure I have all the gear. See, I don't have my boat anymore. I can walk over here, press K. Boom, my boat is back. Then I can manage it, because your boat has to be here in the area for the wharf tour. Before this gets going too long, I will go over the final things, which is these stuff here. So this is your flagship. This is the ship that's normally up, your map, your discoveries. So basically, This shows you what you've discovered in each area and what you're missing. So I've fought and killed the boss. I've discovered all the key items needed. These are all like major discoveries. So I am bugged because this is supposed to be palm tree seeds. I've picked up palm tree seeds in my game and in my friend's game and never gotten it. And the same thing with this. This is other resources that you can discover in this area. This is a dodo head, because you can find these heads and you can either trade them in or make trophies out of them. I've picked up a dodo head. I did the thing to get a dodo head, and it never discovered it. Killed the boss, got the resources. See, but I've been able to get everything else. Killed the boss, got all the resources. So I don't know. And then it kind of shows you this is the next area. Adventure, these are your quests. To be continued. Shows you what the final quest reward is. Tells you what your final quest reward is, what you need to do, all faction, tutorial, your library, obviously all the notes you've picked up, challenges. So like I said, you complete this challenge, you get the reward. I completed the challenge, I got the reward, I still didn't get the head. As you can see, I've done it all. I'm missing this one, which gives you this kind of funny crocodile statue. I need to kill a lot more crocodiles. And then there's these collections. You get a cool fishing ring. And I think I've caught like 4 fish because I don't do a lot of fishing. I've also done this, which gave me that. That's kind of like a side quest. These guys kind of wander around. I know I showed it off. But yeah, these are like the typical things you sell for gold. These are insignias for points. I'm stockpiling them for the next time they introduce a faction. Different ammos, different things I might change out for. My fishing pole, because there's only one. Different things I might change out for when it comes to tanking. And then you do get the boar whistle out of one quest, which allows you to summon a pet boar for a short time. It's pointless. It was not worth the time and effort to have this like on your hotbar or anything. I'm gonna say it's cool. It's a neat little thing. Plus the say hello to my little boar. And then this is my gunpowder chest. As you can see, I have 2 because I took most of it to my friend. The other thing I knew I was talking about it. Here's my level. Curios, these are all your different things that you get, your plans and recipes to learn, notes to learn, currencies you can learn. These are all just different things that have no bearing. Even though I've completed this quest and I've done these things, I still somehow, they're still in my inventory for some reason. My progression, this tells you like what's going to happen. So at 15, I'll get 2 status points, which is 1 less than normal, and I'll get 1 talent point. That's how I've split my talent points up. I usually go like 1, 1, and 1, but during the beginning, you were getting 4 talent points, so I was going like 1, 2, 1. As a tank, my vitality is necessary. Endurance is a massively big thing in this game, and then strength, obviously, how much damage your weapon does, since I use a strength-based weapon. And your talents. You can do kind of like your two-handed, your kind of your survivability, your gun, and then like your one-handed. I've gone in where I'm doing two-handed, so my last point's going to go into this, too angry to die, but grants you 50 additional stamina at max, grants you 12% damage reduction at max, and grants you 240 hit points at max, and then this too angry to die allows you to take a killing blow and stand back up with 50% health at max. So my last point at 15, because 15 is the level max, you will withstand the killing blow. You'll get 70% of your health back, and it'll only be 10 minutes. You see, my food just ran out. Yeah, now I'm back to my base health. Other than that, the last thing I think I was talking about was I wish that you would reduce this, because you can either get 2 of one set or 2 of 2 different sets. So I've been testing this out, and it's actually been a really good setup for me. I have 3 pieces of the Conquistador armor, which gives me 15% damage reduction. Grants Bulwark effect, which I'm kind of like, okay, so attacks won't interrupt me. So 2 or 3 attacks won't interrupt me as I'm swinging. That works, but I'm also tanking, so I'm trying not to get hits because you have poise, and that poise, which are these shields you see. You can block these shields that pop up, as you can see. Once those break, you get stunned. And the same thing with the enemy. You break their shields and they get stunned. So I'm like, I really don't want to get hit. Now the thing is I do more damage the more stamina I have. So I'm attacking. So the filibusters set at 2 gives you 20 attacks consume 20% less stamina. Since I'm kind of just I'm just kind of tank and spanking most bosses and enemies. I'm pretty much attack. So if my initial attack consumes 20 less stamina, that means my next attack will do even 20% more damage because I'm losing 20% less stamina. But I'm getting the 2 from filibusters, I'm getting the 2 from the conquistadors, where if I could, I probably would change my conquistador pants out to the filibusters, and if it was 3 out of 3 for the filibusters attire, I would get that extra 15% one-handed weapon damage, and then I'd just wear like the conquistador's helmet and chest piece to get that damage reduction, because the grants bulwark effect, I'm not too... It sounds cool, but I don't think it's going to help me in my tanking. But that extra 15% one-handed weapon damage, that'll help me a lot in tanking, because it holds the hate. Because a lot of people don't understand, aggro is not hate. Hate and aggro are 2 separate things. Aggro is something targeting you. Hate is how much it wants to attack you. Most people just say, oh, hold aggro. All right, I need more aggro. No. You need more hate. It's a common term that a lot of people have lost because they don't want to switch words. They want to do the cheapest, fastest, easiest thing, and it's just like, use aggro for the same word. And I'm like, no. You need to hold hate. You don't need to hold aggro. You need to hold hate. Because you aggro them onto you, then you hold their hate to you, because that makes them want to attack you. And I've hit an enemy a couple times and then gotten knocked back, and then that enemy completely dodged or completely forgot my buddies who were hitting him over and over and over, and I just watched him walk towards me the entire time while they were just shooting him from a distance and killed him. And the whole time he just kept walking towards me. I'm like, and that's how you tank. But this is another game I really love. This was a fun game. I was slightly disappointed by the boss fights. This NPC's blocking me, especially in the doorway, is getting annoying. I didn't have too many issues decorating and doing this building and stuff. This was actually probably one of the easier games for building wise and decorating wise. Everything's pretty easily and simply set out. I really enjoy this game. This is the game I've probably wanted for years, since like Atlas and Skull and Bones and Sea of Thieves. This reminds me a lot of Black Skull, because one of the things you can do is while you're sailing, and I'll do this right before I leave because I am now over time. While you're sailing, you can press B and if you get tired of it, they stop. So you can listen. I don't know how well that's going to show up, as I do have volume down on the game itself pretty low, so I don't know how well the recording's going to pick that up. But they do sing sea shanties, and they sing them differently. it is the same guy, but I mean, you typically had one guy that knew all the songs. He was the one guy leading it all, and then everybody kind of joined in with the parts that they had. And I know a lot of people leave it off, but when I'm sailing for good distances at a time, I'll just leave it on and I'll just let it sail. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Please let me know what you think of the walkthrough in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. This is generally done for my friends and family to let them know what I've been playing, what I've been up to, the fun I've been having, different things like that. But you know, these videos are for everyone. Rated E for everyone. Sometimes. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're enjoying this game. If you've played this game, you know what you've been doing with it, how you've designed things, what your thoughts are on the game, and if you're excited to see this continue, because I am super excited to see what they do next. Like, this game has been a lot of fun, especially the times that I've got to play with my friends, and we've had like 4 to 5 people just sailing across the sea and just getting into ship battles and just the chaos that it causes. It is just a lot of fun. So I was gonna do my old outro, but I'm trying out this new one. Let me know how you like it, because normally I say, you know, you be you, you stay you, and most importantly, adventure on. But I do this thing for D&D now, for the D&D game I run, and so I'm trying this out, and I kind of like this this phrase for this ending outro. So let's stick with it. So let's give it a shot. You know, the story's been told, the dice rolled, the wheel spun. Until next time, adventure on.